AI is dead. DeepSeek just sounded the alarm on AI, which has spent last 4 decades in its grave, having been buried there by the first crop of computer pioneers. Money can even make ghosts turn the grinding millstone. That's how trillions of greedy investors in the stock market breathed a new lease of life into AI by advertising the superiority of parallel processing GPU over the computing CPU chips in areas of language search/manipulation and graphics/video suitability. This, however, ignored the cardinal fact that computers were built for computing, and language and graphics have been the greatest obstacles to the most advanced forms of computing that are supercomputing and software automation based on computer intelligence, CI not AI, required to upgrade humans to the era of automation. DeepSeek has shown software is more important than the chips we use in its use of supercomputing and expert systems to beat OpenAI in performance. CI will not just replace many industries, including AI, but simply eliminate them, such as medicine, law, politics, and militarism. The weakest link in computing which AI is haphazardly closing the gap is the human brain. The only responsible and viable approach is software automation, relying on CI-driven natural language to interface the computer to the user, and software robots to accumulate all the knowledge from experts around the world on a software automation platform called Robacus or Robotic Abacus. 3 decades ago, Robacus has automated away the nuclear software industry. With just a handful of people from University of California, Berkeley, and the Boeing Company. In the next 30 years, we can train the entire populace in the art of software automation to collectively use Robacus to automate the production and distribution of all the basic material necessities to all the people of the world. In one word, the future belongs to the iron triangle of Robacus, supercomputing, and Harmony. Harmony of Huawei is the latest operating system that will replace the glorified typewriter we call Windows and the fancy piece of jewelry we call smartphone. Robacus is the ladder we use to climb to supercomputing. It will create a library of worldwide robots, both soft and hard. It's the WWR that will replace the glut of data we know as WWW. Robacus will extend itself to Harmony as its bridge to hardware. To finish the above long overdue harsh eulogy of AI, let me hammer a few more nails on the coffin just to be sure. As possibly the first person who bumped into the fatal shortcomings of AI and discovered CI to help successfully create the natural programming language program, I owe to the computing community to explain the chief difference between CI and AI. Toward this end, let's reword artificial intelligence as manual intelligence. Operationally, that should specifically mean non-computer or pre-computer intelligence. Without computers and stuck with pen and paper, humans had to put more emphasis on collecting all the data beforehand that related to the problem, often including much more useless ones. An educated person might even try to solve the problem in his head, going through the maze of logical steps. Why, when the number of steps gets long enough, he might even get a Nobel Prize. But the sad consequence is that this approach puts a cap on the number of problems humanity can solve. In the real world of high-tech, the number is essentially 0. Well, then here comes the computer. As early as the late 70s, I have been lecturing from my own classrooms to around the world that computer is smarter than human. Smart minds everywhere protest my assertion. Today's AI heads, in fact, deep down and unconscientiously, derive their confidence from their loyal faith TP that human brain is superior to the computer. That's how in AI, the shit hits the fan. This happens when we use the pre-computer method of problem solving. Like textbooks are teaching us today, always start with the data and theories the staff all students need to memorize to pass tests. In short, AI uses the traditional bottom-up way of problem solving, which concentrates on the amassing of all the possible initial and boundary conditions, along with boundless data and theories before starting. For realistic problems, the shits fly. In CI, one can comfortably go top-down in problem solving, leaving the logic and data to the computer. No problem will escape from being solved now, especially when we put patient experts to answer all the questions that computers ask, based on preconceived logical flowpath by the CI that I and many other software engineers have programmed into Robacus. Robacus now represents a rudimentary, but powerful, tool for creating software robots. And the learning curve for Robacus is from a half hour to eternity, largely depending on how much you love money. You see, when you work with Robacus, you are donating your knowledge and experiences to the computer for public good.
的确，民族问题由来已久，这其中有历史的复杂的遗留，也有沟通上的观念错位。某种程度上讲，我们每个人都会属于一个民族，而我们呢又都是中华民族中间的一员，我们应该是平等与互信的。那么，如何更好的沟通、协作和共同开拓这些问题，都应该处于积极的探索之中。